Welcome back to MTX Automotive. This is Bartley doing another video 8 months later. It's been 8 months since I've done the last video. Got quite a bit done since then. Some things I've had to kind of push ahead. In other words, I've done some things already that I mentioned in the previous video that would be done all at one time with other things. Anyway, so this is a 74 International Scout short bed, and I have moved it up to the upper part of my shop. By the way, this is July the 26th, 2026. It's very hot today. Anyway, so I've moved this up to the upper part of my shop where I have the lift, so I can raise and lower the cab at my leisure. So I mentioned in the last video that I was going to be painting the radiator support black, and that is done. Been done for quite a while. The tailgate, most of it is in Bondo. I've been working on and off on it as I can get good weather. Some days it's just too hot to spread mud, to spread Bondo. It dries before you can get over to the panel with it. So, but the tailgate is on its way to being ready for primer. Now back to the Scout itself. I think I mentioned in the last video that I was planning on having the quarter panels welded up, and that has taken place. I was originally planning on painting the quarter panels inside the door jambs and the firewall all at one time, but I had an opportunity and I needed to go ahead and paint the firewall for other reasons, and so I've elected to paint that, and got that done. So, but I've got a nice breaking point. I can break the paint right there in that corner. So it's not a big deal. It's not the ideal way you'd want to do it, but it will work just the same. Trying to decide whether to start at the back or the front. I guess I'll start at the back. So the fuel tank is installed, and I think I had the bottom all finished whenever I made the last video. Anyway, it's sprayed. The quarter panels are welded on, and all the spot welds have Bondo applied to them. I had one dent down at the bottom there that I had to fix. I had one of them on both sides. The one on the other side wasn't quite as bad. But anyway, I've got those ready to prime, and I've run over the rest of it with DA with 180, so I can prime everything and block it just to make sure there's no waves or dents that I missed. Got this seam here cleaned up where I glued that. Turned out really nice. Let's see, coming around to the back. So this piece here was, sorry about that glare. This piece here was new because it was hit. The other one was hit pretty hard, beyond repair. So I've got that's on. Got a little spot there I had to weld up. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. And there's the passenger side coming around. There's a little dent there that I had to fix. Small repair on the quarter panel as well. That's about it on the quarter panels. They're looking good. I'm very pleased with those. Down to the frame, it's been painted for a while, so I did get a higher speeded rear differential because it has a V8 in it now, so it needed a higher speeded rear end. That's I put new pinion bearings in it, and new seals on each axle, all that good stuff, and new brake wheel cylinders, and I got the shocks buttoned down tight, the boots put on those. Got a new drive shaft made for it. It's heavier. My drive shaft guy that made it thought that I needed a bigger diameter one from what was in it, and I agreed with him. So he hooked me up with a super nice drive shaft. Have the fuel lines, steel fuel line ran. I ran a new line all the way. It's going to have an electric fuel pump, and it's just going to, the hose is hanging down from the gas tank there. It'll just be hooked in there as I lower it down. Got the wire ran. It's inside the frame. Transfer case rebuilt, done. Transmission rebuilt, done. I had to go with a linkage, the original linkage setup for the clutch. Just wasn't possible or feasible. Anything is possible. It was not feasible to do that without doing a whole lot of fabrication. I mean, like a ton of fabrication, more than me or the owner, either one was kind of willing to do. But this, I redesigned this system here, and it no longer has those plastic bushings that always wear out, go bad, and cause the infamous slack that is always in these clutches that have linkage. So this one here is greasable, serviceable, and should have zero play in it for a long, long time. I don't know if you've noticed, it now has it's going to have power brakes. I've got that all fabricated, mounted on there. So this is going to have a 3-inch body lift. There's one of the blocks right there. So 3-inch body lift. So that meant that I had to have a special U-joint for the steering shaft. So this goes onto that and then connects to the gearbox, and supposed to make it drivable. The steering gearbox is in the floor. I'm waiting on the rebuild kit to come in for that. When I say rebuild, I'm just putting in new seals on the input shaft, output shaft, and I've got a new hose that goes from the power steering pump to the gearbox, and it's supposed to come in at the same time those seals come in, seal kit comes in. So waiting on that. I've got the belts are installed. I had to buy that separately off of eBay. I had to get this pulley off of eBay, the water pump off of eBay, because none of that was on the engine when I got it. So the alternator, I'm not sure how it's going to work. I'm assuming it's going to work fine, but I'm not 100%. The alternator came off of the inline 6 that was originally in the Scout. So I had to fabricate a new bracket for the alternator to go to bolt up to the V8 engine. So I found one online and just copied it, because they make a factory one, but all of them that are out there, and only found one, but they're all used off of other vehicles, and they wanted like $375 for it. And it was pretty simple to make. I mean, it took some time, but it wasn't anything that was not doable. So that is done. Got new brake lines, and I just got them installed today and got the brake calipers and the brakes put on it. It's all buttoned down solid. New line over here. These boots on these shocks are installed as well. There's the fuel line comes up here and turns into a rubber line there to allow for the flexing of the engine. Yeah, and then it turns back to metal, comes around, goes to the filter, another screen filter there, into the carburetor. And that's about it. Other than that, I have had nothing to do. And yeah, so that's, got to put the wheel back on here so I can get this thing. So the next order of business is going to be to lower this thing down and temporarily, like button it down to the frame with a couple of bolts. And if I can get the steering seal in time, hopefully I can drive it down to the paint booth. If it doesn't come in time, I'll have to pull it down. But either way, I'm gonna get this lowered down, pull it forward so I can tape it off, remove the doors first of all, tape it off, prime the quarter panels, and get those things. I'm thinking two priming sessions should do that with any luck, and then things gonna be ready for paint. Going to be ready for paint. So awesome. So yeah, there she is. It's getting closer. Bye now.